right, everybody, what is up? Welcome to the round of 16. We've got Meek versus Chase here. Gonna get Kipo on the horn. Kipo, what's going on, dude?
What?
I'm very excited for this one. This is gonna be a great match. This is actually live too, which is extra hype.
Nice. Yeah, this is going to be fantastic. I really hope it goes to 7 games, and it definitely could.
Yeah. These guys feel pretty evenly matched. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Have you got a chance to practice with Meek or Chase at all? I know you've been playing a lot of ladder.
Oh my god, yeah, dude. These guys are haunting ladder. They probably play the most, and I think Chase actually plays the most. He is on all the time, practicing, learning new builds, trying new strategies, and Meek is just the madman, the mad scientist, right? Like the SOS of StarCraft 2, if you will. So it should be a really fun and exciting clash.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. Let me know how the levels are in the chat. I think we should be okay. We are on a 1 minute delay. I always do that when we play live. And yeah, we do have a little bit of something extra this time around. For fun, Meek wanted me to spin a wheel live to determine what the environment of the map is, which is kind of fun. It shouldn't really, I don't know if that impacts the map RNG at all. I would imagine it doesn't. And if it does, then whatever. But it'll be fun.
I think he said that you have a higher chance of getting like abnormal weather effects, like rain and thunder.
Okay.
So maybe it'll look cooler. I don't know. We'll have to see. This is a fun experiment, though.
Yeah, I've actually
and
never
keep in
done this.
No, a map cannot be played twice, right? So
Oh,
whatever
okay.
environment you get, it cannot be played again. It has to be removed from the randomizer.
Okay, thank you. All right, here we go. We're gonna click the spin here. And spin to win, baby. And it looks like our first map is gonna be... Oh my god, Old Mother Towns. Okay. I thought it was gonna be the gut. It was very close. All right, so...
Sweet.
Let me do a couple things here. So I gotta go to match options, go to map, standard map, environment, Old Mother Township. Okay, cool. Continue. Awesome. So we've got the old... This is like what I imagine in my head when I think of a Tooth and Tail map. This is like the most kind of standard Tooth and Tail looking map in my opinion. All right, well, without any further ado, I'm going to tell Meek go here, and we can get started. And they're off.
Oh, let's go. Dude, I'm so hyped. So
yeah, this is going to be great.
Okay, so Chase, what is this build from Chase, dude? This is like an anti-Meek build or something? I mean, Meek loves turrets.
Yeah.
Meek was playing a lot of like MG Fox and just kind of mass defense.
Ooh, I love this Meek build.
Fox, no MT. Yeah, dude, this is the Sasha build, right? So this is what Sasha has been using on ladder.
Really?
Yeah, he's been dominating with this build. And dude, this is experimental from Chase. Like a lot of tier 1, the ferret, it almost seems like he wants to put on a lot of early pressure. But we're just gonna have to see how it pans out. So do we have like a lighting effect or a weather effect? Is this normal?
Yeah, so this is nighttime. Yeah, so this is definitely not normal looking. And I also like that we've got some swag here. They've customized their flags. That's part of the game that most people probably forget about, but you can do that. And we've got Chase in the bottom, Meek up top, and I'm so excited for this one. Meek already being a goofball here, taking a fast mill. This has just got to be to get in his head, right? Get in Chase's head.
Yeah, so he's kind of faking an MG rush,
yeah.
and trying to check probably if Chase has moles. So now,
oh, that's true. Now he knows he's got moles. Yeah, that's a good observation.
Got a little information, and I like how they both threw down the tier 1 Warren. So they both know that there are some aggressive options at play here, and just playing very safe. I wouldn't say any player has an advantage over the other right now.
Yeah, let's see how it pans out. Both players have access to lizards. Not the most lizard abusable map. I mean, I guess technically both sides do have some back entrances, but we'll see if they want to go into that. We do see the cams from Meek, which can punish that kind of lizard style. And again, the ferrets, which is kind of the big odd unit here from Chase. And to your point, probably that's anti-Meek tech, right? Is what we're thinking.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I imagine Chase will shift out of ferrets after this game, regardless of if he wins or loses, just because it's kind of a specific unit, right? Looks like Chase is going to go for a fast expansion. And Meek is going to go for a little larger army, throwing in some lizards. I don't know that any player necessarily has an advantage. I think I like Chase's position just slightly more.
Yeah, Meek doesn't have the moles to really try to all in and attack that mill. And yeah, he's going to decide to just take his own mill here. I mean, this is pretty defensible. I like this expansion positioning from Meek. If that mill can kind of, build some HP over time, it's going to be hard for Chase to attack right into it. It's kind of a double-edged sword, right? Like, yeah, you can attack the mill, get some damage done, but if you don't quite kill the mill or kill the pigs, that mill's going to soak a ton of damage and engagement if Chase just tries to shove his way up there.
Right. Yeah, and it looks like Meek was thinking about kind of bringing a lizard around the back, and there is that back entrance. Chase is aware of it, so he's building a little lizard warren there just so he knows that I'll have some lizards spawning here, so it'll be like a little bit of a natural defense.
Right.
But it looks like Chase is going to get ahead on economy, and this is a pretty even game, so it might go macro. I do like the high ground from Meek on this expansion. Very, very, very hard to attack into, especially without any flying units that are going to give you vision. I don't think the ferrets are going to play a role. And here comes Meek coming around the side with those Liz boys.
Yeah, there's another backdoor entrance to this natural, and Meek's army looks better if we get into a late game. Oh, this is gonna hurt. That lizard warren goes down, and the other lizards come to intercept. Meek maybe overextending. Does get the pig though. Let's see if Chase counterattacks.
I think it's probably an even trade. I don't know that he can get anything done with the counterattack. Maybe with the moles, though. So the moles are coming in, and it might be enough.
Yeah, keep in mind, Meek is also getting into that skunk. He will have one skunk here, but this is going to make his army a little bit more vulnerable to a counterattack. Let's see how much Chase wants to commit, though. Good job from Chase bringing the fight away from the mill, not letting that mill tank the damage. And here we go. Chase is crushing in.
There it is. Mill goes down.
Yeah, and I think this tier 2, it might be the death of Meek, right? I mean, I think he just needed more quantity over quality here to prevent that counterattack, and I think this is going to be a quick game 1.
Yeah, I mean, Chase taking advantage of, losing 6 lizards and attacking right away, that killer instinct. I think that the chameleons were just a little too greedy from Meek, right? Like, if he maybe throws down a lizard warren or something like that, maybe he has a little better chance at defending. Meek is going to have to throw a Hail Mary. He's not out of the game, but he definitely is at a disadvantage. So he has to either attack or do some crazy tech or try to get some harass down. But I think Chase is just going to be too sharp. I asked Chase before the game, actually asked both players before the match started, what is your thoughts and strategy kind of going into this game? And Chase said, I'm just going to play smart and safe. That's it. Not take any risks and kind of play standard. And it's really working out for him. I mean, that was a big risk going for that attack with those Liz boys. And he probably didn't need to commit to the pick, right? Because if he gets the lizards and he gets the warrens, he gets out scot-free.
Right.
Right. And here comes Chase with his own attack. Let's see if Meek's going to be able to defend against this.
All right, Meek is getting into position. I do like trying to just throw down a bunch of farms. That's a great way to get behind, get ahead when you're behind. And this attack from Chase is actually not working out at all. This is exactly what Meek needed to get back into this game. I'm curious, what do you do from here? Do you keep throwing down farms? Do you keep throwing down tier 1? Maybe a mix of both? Meek really tried to leverage a large economy, but Chase coming around and getting more damage with those lizards.
Yeah, one warren is not the end of the world. It was the water. Trudging through that water with your Liz boys and just slowing them down is he just lost so many of them.
Oh, here he comes again.
Attack, but this one might be successful. Meek is so far unaware of finally bringing his army over. And if he can defend against this, I think he's in a good position because he has a better eco. Oh, but it is a double prong attack. The squirrels are coming in from the north and taking out some warrens.
Wow. Great move by Chase here. Meek is going to be able to clean up the lizard armies. He's running over to try to deal with these squirrels. How much damage can they get? This was very, very well done from Chase. But to your point, I mean, Meek does have the better economy, right? He can afford to take some hits here. And yeah, Chase got some damage done, but was it critical damage? And the big thing here is that those 5 farms are still alive from Meek. So now he rebuilds his tier 1, and I think Meek might be okay.
Dude, this is already going to be an incredible series. These players
this
are
is
so
hype.
good. They are so high level. That attack from Chase was so well executed.
Yeah, doing 2-prong attacks and tooth and tail is very difficult. Yeah, I think Meek is fine.
Yeah.
Because the problem with that is Meek's full army kind of dealt with the half army from Chase and the half arm, both of those halves. Now, the squirrel half did get those warren damage done, but I think Chase really needed the lizard half to get farm damage done, and that just didn't happen. So let's do a quick count. It looks like the tier 1 warrens are identical at this point, 18 max supply for both players, and Chase is now starting to catch up on economy, man. What a game. I'm so hyped for this series.
Chase is pulling ahead. Yeah, dude, only tier 1 too. I love it. Well, so there's that one skunk earlier. But I don't think any player can get damage done. I think Chase is kind of just posturing, threatening, saying, you can't build a farm because I'm going to attack you, ha. But it's really just a fake out, right? Because in the meanwhile, he's just building up his economy in the background. I think Chase is in a superior position, and Meek has to scout. I don't think that Meek knows necessarily how far behind he is eco-wise. He's building that tier 2 as his gambit, and he's really going to have to hope that it pays off.
Yeah, smart move from Chase to just go ahead and go full 8 farms there. The Chameleon is blocked. There he goes. He's going to let that start building. And the Chameleon could be nice. It could help, like leave it at home and deflect some lizard attacks. But I think that tempo is a really big story here. I mean, Chase just has the map control. I mean, both players have the lizards, but Meek just feels so defensive. And to be fair, this is a little bit harder of a spot for Meek to defend compared to where Chase's is. But I mean, look at this. Chase is just a shark on this map, man. He's looking for any kind of damage he can get anywhere. Nice sell on Meek.
Chase has thrown down the boar, and Meek scouted it. So Chase has thrown down the gauntlet. He's saying, "This is how I'm going to win this game. It is going to be with a boar push. I'm not expanding. I'm not building too much more army. If I build anything, it's going to be maybe a couple falcons. But this is going to decide the game. Is this boar going to be enough for Chase?" Meek has to get the perfect engagement. He needs to be like 360 so that he can combat that cone of the boar. The boar is blocked. Is Meek going to try to attack before the boar comes out? I don't think it'll be successful. I think Chase with this boar might be able to take it.
Yeah, and I'm really curious. I mean, Meek saw, to your point, Meek saw that boar like immediately, right? And what is going to be his game plan? It looks like he wants to try to attack before the boar gets built, but this is such a gambit because that boar is just going to annihilate Meek's army. He's got to go right now. What, he's got like 20, 30 more seconds before the boar is here?
Yeah, and I really don't think this is going to be a successful attack. He's attacking in a choke with a bunch of lizards. The lizards drop immediately. The cam's not doing too much better. Dude, the Falcon is a hero right now, man. Pumping out so much DPS. Perfect micro on that Falcon. It was just attacking into a bottleneck into a defensive position. I think is going to be Meek's undoing. I didn't think that could have worked.
Yeah, and Meek did get some damage there. He got a couple farms. He traded. I mean, Chase took the more advantageous trade. He did lose some farms, though. However, that doesn't matter because Meek had to do critical game-ending damage there. And now the boar is here, and I mean, there's just no way Meek's tier 1 army is going to be able to compete with it. Oh, he's going to go for the base race.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be too slow. He's got to kill 3 mills before this boar can kill 2. And it looks like Chase, knowing he's ahead, I don't have to risk this on a base race. I don't have to roll the dice. Let's just retreat and wipe the army and then take the game from there.
Can the lizards get... How many lizards is this? You really want like 12 lizards when base racing. He's only got 8. Yeah, I think this is going to be game here. What a first match. 10-minute match where almost all that we saw was tier 1 the whole time.
This was a great match. And I have to say, dude, the play of the game was that double-pronged attack. I think that's what kind of put Chase so far ahead, because now at this point, there's no stopping the boar. There's no tools that Meek has in his arsenal to possibly kill this. He can try a base race, but Chase is keenly aware of it. So he's going to be able to defend, and it looks like Meek is going to tap in game 1.
All right. Yeah, that was incredible. All right, Chase, with the smart board timing, is going to take it. And to your point, I mean, that was a very safe way to take the boar. I mean, Meek's attack, like, with the choke point with the lizards, there's just no way that was going to work, right?
I thought he was setting up for a base race, and I think it could have been successful, but I think going in with Chase's army there without having too much of an advantage in the choke with the pigs firing, the mill tanking, it was just too much. But let's see how these guys change it up. I'm curious if Chase is going to bring... Oh yeah, we're spinning the wheel?
Yeah, I was going to say, speaking of changing it up, let's do a quick wheel spin here. And we are going to land on... Is it... Oh, God, it's so close every time. No district. Okay. NOE, no district. So let me make that adjustment in the game settings here.
You know, this map, random map picking, is really making me rethink how we play Tooth and Tail. Like, is this the way?
Just
Like,
how the
map was
environment
beautiful.
changes. Yeah. So what do you think? I mean, that was such a Lizard game. Do you think you take Lizard every time? Do you think you try to switch it up? I mean, do you try to go into cams or something like that to try to counter the Lizards of your opponent? I mean, even Toads. We see Raccoon here, and then Toads. Wow. I'm so hyped for this. We got Toads, we got Raccoons. Let's go. All right, in the bottom right, we've got Meek, and up top, fresh off a victory, we've got Chase. Both players with the Raccoons, neither player with the Lizards this time. And, Chase kind of outfoxed Meek here in the tier 1 decision making, right? Like, the Squirrel Toad is going to get countered by the Squirrel Mole.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much like strategizing that goes into, what deck am I going to play in what order based on what my opponent's playing and all that. I almost feel like just playing random stuff is just as well as trying to strategize, and both players just changing it up massively. Meek trying to respond to the Lizards with the Toads, not going to pay off, unfortunately. And Chase is going for like a very clear, I want to win on 1 or 2 bases. Chase cannot bring this to a macro game, right? He's got no tier 3, he's got no Falcons. He has to win quick. So we'll have to see if Chase can end the game early, or if Meek is going to be able to get to that late game. It looks like the map would allow for a late game. Both players have multiple expansion options. There is road in between, but let's see how it shakes out.
Yeah, this is one of those maps that can be kind of... It's shorter rush distance than you think it is, right? Because that road. I mean, that road makes a huge difference. And, I mean, this is just a plethora of gristmills. I mean, yeah, there's so many options to expand. I would like to see a good old-fashioned macro game, but I agree. I mean, Chase probably wants to build up. I mean, what's the critical amount of Raccoons that you want? Maybe like 6 or 8, something like that. Be able to one-shot your opponent's Raccoons or Chameleons or whatever they're going for. And Meek is just going to go ahead and show he wants to play a macro game. Take that back base. And I'm curious about this back base. I mean, I guess it's kind of defining where the line of scrimmage is. And we've got some mines coming down. And, oh, that's really unfortunate for Meek.
Right
Chase
away.
sees it. I often say that the most powerful mine is the first one, right? And now that he's seen it, that's brutal. Now that he knows mines are a thing.
Exactly. And he kind of put it down a little haphazardly. Like, usually you want to wait for your opponent to pass through on the scouting pattern and then put it down, because there's a very low chance you're going to double back, right? He does sell that mine, and it is unfortunate that Chase, now knows what he's playing against. Going into Toad right away and throwing down a farm, I think he's going to set up some more mines to defend. Chase is going to try to end the game early, and I think these mines actually, even though they were scouted, will hopefully still pay off.
Yeah, I'm a little worried for Meek. I mean, double tier 2 here. And, this could be a very sharp timing attack from Chase. Start getting those squirrels to back this up. Maybe get a pigeon out, use one of the raccoons to do some mine sweeping, make sure that AoE doesn't just destroy your squirrel clump. And let's see if Chase goes for a timing attack or not. If he does, I think Meek is in hot water. But if Meek can hold off, I mean, he's got the economy going. So many Toads.
He has the tools to hold off. Oh, he's going to get a little squirrel there, but... Dude, the Toads are not going to do anything because he can kite. There's no melee units in Chase's comp. And here comes the moles. Dude, I don't see a world where Meek is able to defend against this.
Good mine hits, though.
It makes the magic happen.
If he can get an angle with these Toads here, this is what it's going to come down to.
Good.
The Toad
Oh,
nice. But it doesn't quite kill him. He needs to keep this Raccoon alive. The Raccoon, 2 HP. Oh, my God.
Raccoon trying to be a hero right now, but I mean, this is a siege that looks like it's unbreakable.
Yeah.
The Toads are going to fall before they can connect, and I think a little too greedy going for that first farm. And dude, Chase is going to go up. It looks like in this series, 2-0 over Meek. Meek's got to change it up. He's got to do something daring, I think, in this next map.
Yeah. I mean, I think Squizzard would have been good here. I think where Meek messed up was he was greedy on too many fronts when his opponent was just going for a one base attack. And Chase is going to pull back for now. So this gives Meek a little bit of breathing room. And look at this, Chase building a mill. I'm surprised he's not just trying to end the game. Maybe that's just a backup plan. And he doesn't want to overcommit. Don't throw away the lead, right? The old Artosis saying, went ahead, get more ahead.
Exactly.
Very
That's what I
smart
think
from
he's trying to
Chase.
do. I think he probably knows that he's got so much food up on his opponent that he could almost do anything. But I can guarantee you, Chase is not playing a macro game with this deck, right? Like, no matter what, he will try to end the game before it gets too out of hand.
Yeah.
But I don't, man, I'm just concerned about Meek. I don't know if he has the tools. He is building more raccoons, and I think that's what he's needed. And he cut the toads completely
Yeah.
because he knows, there's no lizards, there's no melee units. He can kite, even though he didn't last time. Looks like Chase is going to try to go around and avoid those mines. Meek sniffs it out and builds some defensive mines, and it looks like they're going to come out in time.
Yep. Nice little few mines here. Let's see.
Oh,
Raccoons.
dude,
Oh,
Chase is
no,
so good.
Chase. Here we go. Meek's just going to make the engagement happen and try to defend these mines. But I think Chase has just got too many units. That last engagement went very, very well for him. A few raccoons are here for Meek, and they've got some pigeon support. So let's see if he can make some magic happen. Actually, a really good angle here for Meek with the high ground. I don't think Chase is going to be able to seal the deal. These pigeons are killing it.
Meek is microing his heart out with these raccoons, dude. He's like, they will not fall.
1
I will
HP.
maximize these raccoons to the best of my ability. But one of the warrens goes down, and with that warren death, I think maybe he'll pull back. Maybe he smells blood in the water. I think he definitely can pull back and be fine right now.
This raccoon micro was insane. Meek kept all of them alive, some of them even going down to 1 HP, and Chase is not able to end the game, but, Chase has a better economy. He's got more boots on the ground. I mean, what can Meek do here to come back?
I mean, just macro and defend. There's a zero world where Meek can attack right now, right?
Yeah.
He has to Is that what he's actually going for? This would be. Maybe it's a fake attack to try and delay an attack from Chase to make him think he's going to be aggressive, but I really don't think he can attack. I think he has to sit back.
Yeah, maybe he was hoping, all right, maybe Chase is going to build a tier 3 Warren or something like that, but just the income advantage from Chase. I mean, keep in mind that campfire is not in the pig count up top, so it's really 4 farms for Chase versus 3 from Meek at the moment. Now, Meek is trying to, oh no, he's going to, Meek, you can't do it. He thought about the badger,
dude,
I think.
I know, he really did, but like, he's down to 3 squirrels. Like, he's just, honestly, the mines and the toads, these are not meta units, and he went in trying to make something happen, but I don't think either of them really paid off.
Yeah, he was really hoping this would become another scrappy Squizzard game, and he'd have the toads to punish Chase, but Chase one step ahead, pivoted to a different build.
Nice snipe, and raccoons are good, man. Like, he could make something happen here. I don't know that he's killing any of these raccoons anytime soon, but he just
did throw down the badger.
Oh, he did? Oh my god.
Yeah.
What are you doing, bro?
If that badger comes out. All right.
Yeah, right.
Another scrappy game here, and a nice victory from Chase. I think that's a classic example, of one player trying to macro, the other one making a really strong one-base army, and to be honest, Meek was a little bit, like you said, throw down that farm, maybe not understanding how aggressive Chase wanted to be. Meek's really got to read his opponent more. I think it's an easy mistake to fall into. I fall into that one all the time, or you want to try to macro up, and if that's not what your opponent wants to do, you got to respect that,
Yeah.
All right, let's spin the wheel here. Go ahead.
Without skunks in his deck, it was just so hard to really combat the mass T1 with the squirrels. But yeah, let's spin this bad boy. Let me know what you get.
We got Scrape Town this time around, and
I think Meek needs to play as standard as he can play. Like you have these long series in StarCraft, right, where it's almost like in the first couple of games, eventually it gets to a big macro game, and the better player with the better fundamentals wins. And then that puts the emphasis on the other player to then try and play tricky. And Chase is kind of proving, like, I'm just going to play standard. And look, is he going to go the Sasha deck, Chase? He's going to go, okay, so this is kind of like the Heirloom variant with Wolf. But again, another standard deck from Chase. Here we go. Dude, we got a sad storm.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Chase in the bottom, Meek in the top right, Meek with some crazy Fox Owl Artie. And this is actually the deck that you and I were really focusing on at the beginning of the tournament here that Chase is using. I think it's a very solid composition with a lot of options. Yeah, this is the deck that I piloted probably the most when in my tournament games, and I think it's good. And Meek's deck, again, he's the SOS, right? Like, he's got this weird stuff. I think the Snake, it might be a little bit of an underrepresented unit this season, you know, with how popular cams are and certain tier 3, you know, the Snake can really make a big difference.
I mean, it's amazing against tier 2 units. It is horrible against Squizzard. Chase
Right.
has Squizzard.
Yeah.
Neither player has an expansion. Chase might have a free campfire, or even honestly, Meek probably has the better campfire.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know because of this map that we're gonna see an owl and a fox from Meek. I mean, he was hoping for, oh, let me get a nice like 2 base set up, and let me just, because this is a great defensive comp, right? Like,
Yeah.
the skunk for the tier 1, the snake for the tier 2, like. This is a really nice comp to sit back and macro, but he doesn't have that opportunity. And Chase,
Snake.
playing standard again.
Yeah, I was hyped for that first Snake. Oh, I don't know. This might be Meek losing the game. This is really deadly. That lizard's just gonna. What is Meek doing?
Oh my God, yeah.
He's floating 250 food. What is going on? He wanted to build Snake tier 2 first, and then he decided against it. And then he built a Warren way out in the middle of nowhere. These lizards. Oh, man, not like this.
Not like this. Dude, at least the campfire's doing some work for Meek.
Yeah. Peppering the lizards a little bit on their way over. Right. All right, Chase already just taking a monumental lead here. I mean, Meek's not going to die, but so much damage.
That was a good attack. That was good for Meek right there.
Yeah.
He sold the farm and he killed a couple of lizards. I don't think Meek is out of it. I really don't. He lost some Warrens, sure. But yeah, now coming in with the chameleons. I mean, who expects that?
Yeah.
You have a campfire. Who expects lizards to come like pre-8 farm double lizard Warren?
Oh, what is Meek doing? Is he trying to get an artillery cannon? That's what he was trying to do earlier. But to your point, I think he's trying to force this too much, right? Like, if you have the arty, you really need a map where it makes sense, and he just doesn't have that. He doesn't have like tight mills to really be able to leverage this. He's gonna try anyways, and maybe he can like stretch out to the west and grab that expansion and kind of have that covered by the artillery. But I mean, Chase can just hang back and like get into falcons and a wolf, and like he doesn't have to engage this artillery. Now maybe.
Well, I think Meek's probably gonna throw down a fox, I'd imagine.
But this map is so wide.
Chase
could just like walk around the artillery cannon. Yeah, he wants this artillery to defend this other base over here. But yeah, I think this is exactly what you do. Chase throwing down the wolf, getting some falcons. I mean, I mean, Chase could even try to take a ninja mill in the 9 o'clock, right? If he wants to get some expansion. I like the arty, but the arty's a gamble of like, I hope the map RNG works, and I feel like Meek is just
oh my God,
that
dude, a
sucks,
dude. Food.
And look at
so
this.
So brutal.
Chase is just gonna walk right around.
Yeah, he's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna get much done though.
He really I think he just forced this artillery. Like he wanted to play the arty. I think you just don't even show the arty on this map, right? Like try to play heads up, and keep that in your back pocket for another game. But let's see. I mean, double owl is no joke. Meek hasn't got a chance to scout. I don't think. Yeah. No, he knows what's going on. He saw the wolf Warren.
Yeah, this is interesting. I'm really not counting Meek out. I mean, I don't know that this position is penetrable. Like you have 13 squirrels and you have 3 Warrens surrounding an arty. I don't know that Chase can topple that, honestly.
Meek has been on
with the wolf buff.
7 farms, by the way, the whole time too.
Is that a starvation farm? He's
you think so? All right, well, he's gonna get the double owl.
I think Chase needs to expand to the mill all the way on the west side of the map.
Yeah, the 9 o'clock. Yeah,
because he can control the map. Like Meek can't go attack it, right? He has a standing army, but I think if the owls get out, it's going to give him a lot of value over the course of this game. And again, I don't know that Meek's position is penetrable.
Meek really has to just esports with these owls, you know. He's got to be getting in like chip damaging constantly. Like he's got no follow-up to like he can win. I don't want to count Meek out, but if he loses the artillery cannon, if he loses the owls, like he's done. So he's got to make this work. And here
I
come the
almost think
squirrels.
Chase...
Oh,
Oh, he's going for it.
This is
360
terrible.
pack.
Oh, but the Falcon's
Oh,
coming in from the
dude.
front.
Oh, that's
Oh
it.
my god, yeah.
Dude, the 360-degree attack, man. I don't know that the snake is doing some work right now, and these owls are still up.
The Falcons are gonna die. The owls lived. He's got to wait for some new mice.
But that's his last squirrel warren. He's got no more squirrels. He's got nothing that can shoot up. He's trying to desperately get another squirrel warren, but if one falcon comes out, he loses, right?
Yeah.
I think Chase has got it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Meek just tried to force the strat on a map that just wouldn't have it, you know?
Dude, but it was the 360-degree surround, right?
Yeah.
Like, it was bringing the squirrels all the way around. He attacked from all angles. Like, it was a beautiful surround from Chase. And he's going to go up 3-1. All right, so...
No, 3-0.
To play a 3-0, right. Does Meek need to play standard?
You know, I want to see something from Meek. Meek really fumbled that game. I mean, the early game just was terrible. I mean, he floated almost 300 food. He never got his 8th farm. I felt bad for Meek that time around. We've got Snickery, and I hope Meek just gets a good, solid opening, right? Like, we don't want this to be a 4-0. We want to see this go all the way. And I know Meek can do it. I know he can put up a fight. And let's see here. We got Snickery here. Let me add that to our match options. But Chase, I mean, playing phenomenally. This is definitely...
He really is.
He's looking so good this season.
He's like playing Zerg mode. It's just all reactionary, right? It's like scouting and reacting. And that was a tricky situation. But you know, one thing to note is that Chase and Meek have played each other about 1 million times.
Right.
And because they're always on the ladder. Like, we were playing like every night for a minute there. And so Chase kind of knows like Meek's strategies, where Meek could be extremely effective against someone like, how do I deal with an Artie in the middle of the map? Chase has played against that Artie in the middle of the map 100 times, right?
Right. Well, here we go. Chase up 3-0, spawning on the west with the wolf, and over on the right, we've got Meek with the badger this time around. And to your point, I mean, this looks a little bit more stock standard from Meek. And you know what? This is a nice looking map. You know, both players, we could absolutely have a macro game here. We could have an aggressive game here. You know, this is the kind of map I think you want as Meek, you know, for such an important match. And it is awkward spawning on this low ground, but look at some of the tiling around this high ground here. It's a bit awkward. Like, there's a little bit of a buffer near the second base. He's also got this back pocket base. So yeah, Meek is on the low ground, which is a little bit weird. Okay.
He's going for an MG rush. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
He wants to do the MG rush, and he's putting his tournament life on the line for it. I think he has to sell because of the squirrel warren, though. Dude, that's the thing. Like, Chase knows Meek so well. He knows to build a squirrel warren like after 5 farms. Right?
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I bet that's because how often they played together, right? And Chase knows Meek likes to go for that turret rush. So Meek does, you know, pack it up and go home. No harm, no foul. And we're gonna take it from here. Yeah, that is such a juicy... That's probably just on Chase's mind, right? Anytime I have a close mill, be on the lookout for Meek maybe trying to turret rush me.
But yeah, I think this is going to be like a really good classical game of tooth and tail. Sort of what we expect to see when we boot up the game. I think we're going to see tier 3. I think we're going to see macro. You know, there's no real opportunity to attack efficiently because of the narrow choke points, right? So... Yeah. Meek has a nice, easy to defend base, and Chase has a nice, easy to defend base as well. Going into that skunk, probably going to throw down a mill. We'll have to see. The Falcons from Meek, yeah, I don't think anyone could do early game damage.
Yeah, this is going to be great. I'm very excited. We might actually be able to see these players like really express like build order navigation into a 2-base game, which I find very fascinating in that decision making and how you can get little edges, you know, by getting out tier 2 at a certain time or getting those farms a little bit faster. And how much are you willing to take a risk compared to what your opponent's doing, and you know that kind of game that we're going to have going on here. Weird turret here from Meek. What do you think about that?
Well, So Meek, he needs to defend because he's got a 2 tier 2 Warren. So Chase
Yeah.
is signaling, I'm going to attack you, and I'm not going to have this be a long game. But seeing the turret, he does change his mind, and he now is going to play a macro game. So this favors Meek, right? He has a better economy, and Chase is kind of settling into a macro game, and he's just basically going to admit, I'm going to play from behind. But let's see. There's no breaking these 3 turrets in the Falcon, right? Like,
Yeah. Well, Chase is gonna try. He's got some cams here. The 3rd turret here, good. But now these Falcons are gonna be great at pushing back those skunks. That squirrel, nicely done, doesn't die.
Nice micro for Meek on the squirrel. Yeah.
So Chase does catch up though. Yeah, he catches up pretty quick in the farms.
He does. And, he's constantly putting this pressure on and kind of fake attacking. Meek not here to micro. Maybe Chase can try to get something done. I mean, oh, there goes 1 squirrel. There's 20 food.
We'll take it. Now, Meek hasn't had the opportunity to go. Actually, no, he did see the 4 farms from Chase. And here comes a Badger. And I think the turrets are just such a great tool to help leverage being greedy and getting into that tier 3. And it can also help deny scouting from Chase, but I do think Chase has an angle because these turrets are a little bit in the northwest. Yeah, he can sneak around this way, and he's going to be able to see this Badger. He knows exactly what's going on. So let's see how he chooses to respond to this. I mean, you can respond in several ways. I think he scouted it early. Like, if I see the building, oh, he's rallying units. Oh, he's rallying the cams. He's going to try to snipe the Warren.
Oh, my God. Chase, the big brain play. Oh, Meek knows it. Meek knows it. He sees the blurry vision. Oh, is he going to get it? Oh my God, there goes so much food. Meek is in a huge lead right now. 2 chameleons go down for absolutely free. He took a risk, and it's almost like we're seeing the players that are taking crazy risks are just getting behind because they're so good at defending. And look, there's no wolf. It's like you see the Badger, and you kind of you either throw the wolf down right away, or you eco, and he didn't really do either. So. Dude, I think Meek's in a great position.
Yeah, I agree, and I think the Falcons are a decent response. I mean, he's probably hoping, the cams will get the job done. They didn't get the job done, so now he's thinking, okay, if I make my wolf, it's going to be too late. Let me try to get some Falcons. 6 Falcons, with a good engagement, can burst that Badger down pretty quickly. But I feel like Meek's micro is going to be really strong, and he knows it's coming up, but he's got his own Falcons. Really great deep scout here for Meek. He sees a 3rd base from his opponent. And 3rd base is a little difficult. I mean, I think this one up here is fine for Meek, especially with his turrets. And actually, you know what? This is even better. These turrets are going to be insane once that territory expands out into, this middle ground here. Throw down some turrets there. If the fight starts going bad, you get a nice little spot to go back to. Yeah, double Badger on the way. So that signals to me that Meek is not planning on any kind of timing attack here with this Badger. So it is unfortunate for Chase. He could have got that wolf out. Well, let's see. He is moving up.
I think he's just honestly, as Meek, this is your tournament life. You do not have to attack. You know what I mean?
Right.
Do not risk it because Chase is a nice defensible position where he's got the Falcons in the south and the Lizards in the north. So he will try to get us around on that Badger if it does come out. So there's no need to risk it. And I think Meek can probably even go up a little more on the eco, especially considering he's just trying to jump ahead. Is he going to try and go around? Meek saw it.
No, he's just trying to get that cabin.
Yeah. So, it's going to be like a big, fat macro game. And again, Chase is not throwing down a wolf. I think if he does throw down a wolf, it probably triggers an attack from Meek. So I don't know that he can right now.
Right.
But Meek with the double Badger, he's going to have a huge advantage.
Yeah, this is looking good for Meek. There is technically, you can wiggle yourself all the way around the top of the map into the back door, but that would be so much time. And that's a big resource in Tooth and Tail that it's easy to forget about. I mean, just moving your units around, you are locked to your commander, right? So if you're going to move all your lizards like that, you're just so vulnerable. So that little very desperation play. Maybe we'd see that if we got into a base race type of thing, but I don't think it'll happen. And
I think we're going to see an attack when the Badger pops. He's building tier 1. He's selling his MGs. He knows that he can't expand anymore, and Chase kind of has the map. So Chase is just like, I'm going to develop an extremely defensive position. Is he actually going around? He's not actually.
Oh my God.
This, is he?
I think he is. Well, he's going to get the cabin. Maybe he's just getting the cabin. No, he
Yeah,
is
he
gonna
can't.
do it. I can't believe he's gonna do
Oh
this.
my god.
Meanwhile,
Dude.
Meek is
Dude,
scouting.
he's gonna-
What does he
what
do?
was
He's just sniffing around. All right. I could not believe. I almost felt dumb like commenting on that because I was like, "There's no way he does it," and then he almost did it. But to your
no,
point,
and
I
here
mean,
comes the
Meek.
attack.
Yeah, Meek has to do something. He doesn't have another base available to him. He can't sit around much longer and let Chase get into more economy. And here we go.
Yeah.
The big
Dude, this death
engagement.
ball I think is just too much. I mean,
So many
Chase is
Falcons.
a really good engage, but those Badgers are doing work, but he couldn't actually take him down.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the way he spread his units out, and all the lizard DPS that he had, I'm actually getting a little worried for Meek. Maybe that's
Yeah.
the commit to an attack. I think he was being a little too careful with the Badgers. I don't think they were revved up and firing the whole time. Just so scared that they were gonna drop. I think he's playing a little scared. I don't know.
Yeah, and the wolf is here for Chase this time around. Just so much squirrels. Like, I don't know if Meek has enough Falcons is a problem. Like, late game Tooth and Tail really is all about those Falcons, and Chase just has so many more. Here we go. Meek's gonna try to come in again, but this time the wolf is here as well. If these Falcons stay in the air, they can DPS down these Badgers so quickly. The revs do happen this time around. Meek is pushing forward. No fear in his eyes. One Badger getting very low, but stays up. These Falcons are going down. One Badger falls. Can Meek do this? Is tournament life on the line here?
It's so close, man. I don't know.
Oh, God.
I don't know that Chase has enough to take him down. He's going for the Badger.
2
It's
HP.
2 HP. Let's go.
Meek pulls it back. But the big problem here is Chase has that fourth base. Chase's economy is so much better.
He's got the wolf. He's got the fourth base. I don't know, that first attack for Meek when he had both Badgers, I feel like he had to topple him there, and he was playing a little scared. He does sell that Badger War, and I think Meek has one more all-in attack left in him. But dude, 10 Falcons from Chase. Chase might just have too much.
Yeah, Chase's economy is really the big secret here. I mean, that fourth base is rocking, and so much damage coming off this Badger. Is it gonna stay alive? It goes down, and that's gonna be it. Chase. The 4-0 sweep.
So clean, man. Oh my god. Dude, that first attack when he had double Badger and Chase just had that perfect concave, I think that was his opportunity to win the game. And I don't know if the Badgers were able to do their job there. I mean, Chase just playing calm, cool, and collected, safe, tooth and tail. Meek taking risks. And yeah, that calm, cool, collected, just standard deck, standard playstyle for Chase is able to let him win the series 4-0.
Yeah, insane games. 4-0 doesn't really tell the tale. I think a lot of these games were very close. Great play from both players here, and excited to see Chase get deep in a tournament. Chase advancing to round of 8. Has he ever done that well before? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. And he's looking good. You know, all his practice is really paying off. And, you know, he might be, from this tournament, enter into the conversation of, like, is he on, like, a Tatanka, Araloo, Sasha, Melvin Fro level?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's playing really, really, really well.
Yeah, I agree. And I think Chase can hang. You know, I absolutely would love to see Chase go up against, like, a Tatanka or an Araloo or a Melvin Fro. And that's exactly what we're going to get as we get deeper and deeper into this tournament. So I think that's all we've got for today. Sorry, guys. I know everybody's hyped up. We got a decent audience right now. But thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else for us to really go over. So we will keep our eye on the round of 16 matches. How long do we have to play these? I think like another week, right? So people, if you're in the round of 16... don't mess around. Get these matches scheduled with your opponent. Get them played, and you know, let's see where we go from here.
Yeah, and it looks like Chase is going to play R22 or Lego Man to get into the semifinals, and that's definitely a doable matchup for Chase. You know, he's not going up against one of like the top 5, right? So really promising for his run in this tournament. He definitely has a path where after that it's basically just going to be like Melvin or Fleur or someone that he has to play. I can definitely see Chase getting into the finals. Really looking forward to Tatanka versus Araloo. I think that's probably the highest profile match other than Meek Chase in the round.
Oh no. Kipo, I'm sorry. I messed up. I tried to invite Chase. Are you the
Oh,
leader of this? Can you invite him to a call? Or how
I
do I
may
do
very
this?
well be the leader.
Let me see. How do
I
I
don't
call
know.
both of these people at the same time? Oh god, I'm showing my Discord
Dude,
ignorance here.
really
Uh,
boomers here, heart
I
rate.
know. Let's just hop into the voice chat in the Discord. Uh,
Okay,
is there one in there?
which one?
Uh,
Which Discord?
the TNT Championship. I don't see voice chat channel actually. Oh wait, yeah, there's at the very bottom. Go to chat. The very bottom.
Okay. See.
Hello.
Yo.
All right,
What's
let's
up?
get.
Up, big wig. Hey.
Let me get Chase in here. All right. Talk again. Let me adjust some levels.
Yo,
All right,
yo.
Chase.
Hello.
How are you
Hey, how's
feeling?
it going?
Good.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Dude, what were you thinking when you saw two Badgers just rolling into your base on one of the final attacks in that last game? Like, did you know that you'd win that fight? Like, were you concerned about the double Badger?
The biggest concern for me is if I tried to take the fight to him, and I knew since I had like the advantage of the fourth mill that he had to attack me. I didn't
Right.
really think I was going to win per se, but I knew my best option was doing that and then spreading out my units, so it was like kind of a surround. Um, But after
Did
the
you
first stage, I felt pretty good. So
did you ever think about bringing your lizards all the way around the map to attack him from the back?
yes,
We were talking
yes, I
about
did.
that.
And I did not scout well enough. At first, it was just to get the campfire,
Yeah.
and then I thought to myself, well, maybe there might be a window to actually try to backdoor if he attacks. And then I saw that there wasn't an option, and honestly, I think that was for the best. So
What
It-
did you? And sorry, I'm just firing off questions down.
yeah, go
This
for
is
it.
my last one.
Yeah, do
But
it.
what were your thoughts when you saw the Artie go down? And yeah,
basically, either attack now or put something like the wolf down and then attack later. And I didn't think I had the window of opportunity to attack since it was already halfway up when I scouted.
I was really interested in your game number 2. Where was that just kind of the plan? The whole series was to make a big, fuss with the lizards and then kind of transition out of that because you kind of pulled the rug out from Meek on that. He got into the toads. He was expecting more lizards, and oh no, I think I no.
yeah.
Oh my
There we
my
go.
my internet messed up. Sorry about that. I was
No
asking
worries.
about game number 2 where you kind of took the rug out from underneath Meek when you transitioned away from Squizzard and he got into Toad, and you went into Raccoon. I mean, was that kind of the plan all along? Was like to kind of pivot back and forth between lizards? I mean, what are you thinking? With lizards in general, is that kind of a good army composition unit? Is that something you're trying to run around and do map control with, or does it kind of depend?
That specific deck I've practiced a good amount. I think if I'm going to use those units, I need to do it in a specific setting, and that's usually early game aggression. And I felt like that was a good time to do it since I saw that Meek was going cams game 1, and I don't usually see that out of him. Same with Lizard. And I had a feeling that he would probably switch it up since he's just known to switch up his decks. So I figured, might as well try this deck out in game 2, because if I end up losing because of it, it's not the end of the world. I still have a whole series to play.
Yeah, that was a really well played series. I mean, you played so calm, cool, and collected the whole time. Was there anything that you know didn't go according to plan, like something that you saw where it really threw you off, or was it just basically everything you kind of expected out of Meek and his box of tricks?
The thing about Meek is that you need to expect the unexpected. So
Right.
I had no expectations going into the match besides proxy MG, but I had a feeling he was going to psych me out about that, which I think he did game 1, and I found it kind of funny that I predicted that, but other than that, I had no predictions. So
Is this the farthest you've ever made it in a tournament, round of 8?
yes, it is.
I think so, right?
Yeah, I've never gotten out of groups. There was one tourney where I was one game away.
Yeah.
Both groups that I got like pretty tough groups where I had Mishi in my group, but I somehow managed to beat him game 5, but I didn't beat the other players well enough to get out of groups because he was just more dominant in the other matches. And then the last tournament I played in, I just figured, let's just do open bracket random only just to have some fun because I wasn't really having more time to commit to the game than I thought.
Speaking of time to commit to the game, I mean, you are in tryhard mode, right? You're practicing pretty often? I mean, you're going for the gold this season, huh?
100%. I think this game has just always been super fun, and I think that since I am more trying to have fun with it instead of really take it too seriously, which I mean that's how you should take video games in general, it's been a lot easier to just roll with the punches.
So I do want to ask, what are your? I mean, I got the bracket pulled up. What are your expectations for how this is going to go? I mean, you have Fleur and Melvin, Evil Murloc and Winter on one side. On the other side, that's going to be your semifinal match. I mean, what are you predicting here? Do you think you could make it to the finals? Who do you think you'd be up against?
To be honest, I'm taking it one step at a time. Quite frankly, I feel pretty lucky that Fleur and Melvin got matched up together because I struggle with those players specifically. So at least one of them will be taken out.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
And then just the other side of the bracket does look a bit scarier, if I'm going to be honest.
I think it does too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sasha, Tatanka, and Airlu.
Exactly.
I
The
think
matchup against R22 will be interesting since I managed to beat him in groups, but I still think he's a really good player. So
for sure.
Tatanka versus Airlu, that must feel pretty good though, because one of those guys is knocked out immediately.
Oh, 100%.
You know,
And
like
those guys are powerhouses. And
yeah,
it's nice to know that I have a little bit easier of a route going up to a higher stage, but at the same time, every single player who made it past groups is incredible. So it's not an easy match per se. It's just not as difficult. So
do you have any experience playing against R22 or Lego Man? And you said you played R22 in groups, right? And you beat them there. I mean, would you rather go against R22 again, or have you been practicing with any of those guys? Or do you know what their play styles are and anything like that?
all I know is that Lego has the best snake micro in the game, and that's
True.
tough to deal with. However, snakes aren't the most meta unit, so that might be an easier matchup in that instance. But I know that R22 is also a really good player, and honestly, I don't know if he was really trying all that much against me in group. So I think there's something to be said about that.
So my last question is like, how do you prep? Do you just like practice and kind of find your builds and then kind of just play standard and safe, or like are you going to actually study like Lego Man and R22 and try to find like the best builds against them and their play styles, or is it kind of something in between?
I definitely would put it as the in between. As someone who likes to watch the game because it's fun to watch, every time I find myself like sitting down and studying, I'm like, well, I'm not really going to apply this in game. I more just practice against the person, then pick up their play style playing against them, since I played a lot of this game in a short amount of time. And that usually is what it is just trying to use my experience. But I'll still like see a good amount of games because it's fun to watch the streams and whatnot. So
For sure.
All right, my last question, if we're wrapping this up, is if it's not you, you can't say you. Who else do you think is going to would win the tournament? Who do you have your eye on? Who do you think's in really good shape right now?
in really good shape. Well, I have two answers for that. I would like to see personally Night Slayer win because I'm a huge Night Slayer fan.
How could you not be?
Yeah, exactly. As someone who's probably an alt account of his anyway. And also, I want to say Tatanka. Tatanka looks really dangerous, and I think it's his time without a doubt. As someone who's such a dominant player and is looking for a win, he looks really comfortable. He's been the one person that I haven't been able to take games off lately. Like I took like one or two maybe. And as someone who's always struggled against Melvin, and then I had a day where I was able to beat him more than he beat me, I do think he is not like up to his practice point, so it's not saying he's not still strong. I do think Tatanka is probably hungrier than Melvin without a doubt, so it looks like it's Tatanka's time without a doubt. So
All right.
Kipo, do you have any prediction?
Dude, I mean, I play Sasha a lot for whatever reason. I think we just are on the game at the same time, and I think they're just so dominant. So
yeah,
I would love to see Sasha finally get their first TNT championship victory.
Yeah, I'm in kind of the Sasha boat as well. I'm hoping that it's just not Tatanka, Araloo, or Melvin Fro, because like all of them have won so much. You know,
Right.
it'd be really fun to see somebody else take the crown for a season. Yeah, Sasha has been in the semifinals, like I'm sorry, in the finals of like several of the last tournaments. Hasn't been able to quite clutch the win yet. So it'd be great to see them finally getting that trophy. But it also, you know, anybody, man, like QQ would be really cool. QQ's been around forever. You know, Chase would be awesome, right? So we'll see where it goes. But that's one reason I am kind of happy about the Tatanka versus Araloo right off the bat, where it's like, okay, that's not going to be the finals this season, you know?
Right.
Cool. Alrighty, well, we'll wrap this one up. Congratulations, Chase. Some really well played games. It's very obvious you've been putting a lot of work in and practicing, so keep it up. And I look forward to seeing you in the round of 8.
thank you very much, guys. Have a good day.
All right, take care, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, and with that, I think we're going to wrap it up here. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, again, if you are in the round of 16, try to get your matches in ASAP. If you want to try to schedule it live, feel free to reach out to me or Meek or QQ, whoever else is streaming, and we'll get it going. Karsmars as well. I need to do a stream of Karsmars. I was watching him the other day. He's a great caster. Anything else to add, Kipo?
Dude, always a pleasure. I really hope we can cast more high-level Tooth and Tail games together because I just have so much fun doing it.
Oh yeah, it's a blast. Cool. Well, I'll catch you next time. Take care, everybody.
All right. Peace.
See you guys.